everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing well, and hopefully you like paranormal, because that's what I've got for you today. It's one of my all-time favorites as far as the paranormal genre goes. It's Kim Harrison from her Hollow series, Million Dollar Demon. Now, to be warned, this is the 15th book in the series. And if you're new to this, let me give you a little heads up. Initially, it was supposed to be a 13-book series. And like a lot of authors that have been at it for quite a while, when they say, bye-bye, I'm going on to, new characters, they give you a nice little wrap-up of well into the future. Think, Harry Potter, went 19 years ahead. This one goes a little bit farther because we're dealing with groups that can live a really long time. So, if you've, never read Witch with No Name yet, it's the 13th book in the series. Started the first one, but skip that last chapter because you will still enjoy the books that come after, but it takes a little of the suspense out when you go, yeah, I know they can't die. They were in the end of this book when she wrapped things up. So, I mean, you still gotta find out how they managed to survive, but it does take a little of the crap, are they gonna make it, or does the bad guy finally, off someone again? But that being said, trust me, these books are still really good. And like always in this one, Rachel, our witch demon, is, in trouble again, and has to rely on her pixie buddy / landlord to help her out, along with some of her other friends that some of them are in town, some of them aren't, and she makes some new friends along the way, or frenemies, as the case may be, and on a case here and there. Essentially, Rachel is kind of the, everybody looks down on her, and at the same time, everybody's terrified and she runs things, just not officially. Because she's a witch-born demon hooked up with former elf lord, now that he's kind of been kicked off his post for hooking up with a demon. And they have, as you read through the series, you find out elves and demons have been trying to off each other for thousands of years. So, it's you hooked up with our mortal enemy, you don't get to be leader of all of her people anymore, but you're still very, very rich, very powerful, because you had kids. So, she's got the elves that love and hate her, the demons that love and hate her, because, again, they've been fighting with the elves, and she's shacking up with one. But there's also very few female demons, and as always, the females are the ones with all the power. So they don't want to piss her off, but they don't like her. And then we've got our Pixie, who I freaking love. Jinx, he is definitely my favorite character in this series. His cusses are G-rated, but they're some of them are. Some of them are just very fun. They kind of pick on Tinkerbell in a very explicit manner. He used to talk about her underwear, now he talks about some of her toys, shall we say, in, his cussing. So, yeah, it's a new one, it's very fun, I love it, but I'm gonna let you read it and find it out, because I'm pretty sure that my video will get censored out of here if I actually say it. So you can guess that content. And of course she has her, undead, living vampire who moved them into a church, 15 books ago, because mommy is a undead vampire and they can't set foot on holy ground, and mommy and daughter aren't getting along too well, so haha, now you can't come visit, mom. Is pretty much what she pulled. And, it also helped keep the demons out until, it kind of lost its holiness after some incidents. So now, everybody's kind of scattered. Like, the elf is living at his own place. Rachel is looking for a new place instead of the church with Jinx, and Ivy is in DC with her vampire girlfriend. And of course, Rachel is in trouble because there's a new master vampire coming to town, and while, obviously they're the leader of the vampires, it also essentially makes them ruler of the whole place that they're in, because they don't keep the vampires in check. There's trouble for everyone else when, Hungry Vamp goes looking for food source, and it might not be a willing food source, which is gonna start off a whole new, war among everybody. But this incoming Master Vamp doesn't like that everybody, whether they love her or hate her, looks to Rachel, because she's got, the vamps, the elves, the always underestimated pixies, the demons, and the werewolves all looking to her, as well as, the witches kind of have a love and hate with her because she's part demon. The demons have a love and hate with her because she's part witch and hooked up with an elf, but they fear her and look up to her while also thinking she's an idiot and, useless. She can't do anything because she's always has to have friends, or, well, she made friends and that's a weakness. So she runs things but doesn't, but she's got enough allies within all these various groups of that love and haters. Like, all right, we'll back her. This other pack, not so much, but we're the bigger pack, so haha, she's got our support anyway. So she causes trouble, because this new Master Vamp, well, like all undeads, has a severe ego. And in her case, she's freaking nuts and doesn't deserve it. But she doesn't like everyone not worshipping at her feet, so she's trying to, instead of use this town to go, all right, I'm going to enhance my power and my money resources, she's destroying it to punish Rachel and her friends. And Rachel does not take well to that, and ends up basically being told she has to be who she hates to get to be who she is. Which means she has to officially become leader and have everybody looking up to her, and accept that, I'm a freaking all-powerful demon. Watch it. Or she won't be able to be the one that protects her friends, because she doesn't stand for bullies. And that's all this Master Vamp is some maniac, all-powerful and completely nuts vampire that is bullying everybody and kicking everyone out of their homes. She's even her own people, she's treating like absolute crap. They all hate her, but they're terrified of her. And it's like, no, I don't particularly like most of the vampires, especially your little thugs that you brought with you, but I don't like how you're ruling them to get them to be your little thugs either, so kind of got a little something going there. And so, Rachel, with help from Jinx and his very dirty and kind of erotic Tinkerbell cusses, decide that they're going to take on this Master Vampire and get that trick out of their city. And ends up with some unlikely allies, and that's very frenemy, because Pike is basically this, Master Vampire's second in command, but he also hates her. He protects her because he needs her, and we eventually find out why, but he still hates her. So he's like, well, I'll kill you if she tells me to, but I don't want to have to kill you. So they have a delicate little balance that they end up kind of working together and against each other at the same time. And that makes for some fun dynamics. And then she's got the demons that are mad at her. And actually, it's her teacher is mad at her for telling him to make friends again with his brother, which we get bits and pieces of the story. So she's ticked at her mentors, but she's upset that they're mad at her and she needs their help that they really don't want to give. Like, at one point she gets flunked into Alcatraz. It's like, that's kind of mean. It's like, I went to you for help and you sent me to frickin' witch prison. And at the same time kind of helped her by doing that. So it's just, there's a lot of action, a lot of, personal growth and kind of, plotting that's very smart alecky at times. Like, she, makes some new friends, makes some more enemies, ticks off some standing enemies while at the same time terrifying them because, oh yeah, you came into my house and openly told all the leaders that you want to kill me, and then they told you to kiss off. And it's like, bring it on, hussy. I was like, you ain't no alpha. So, because you don't mess with Rachel, especially not in her own house when she's got her pixie backup. He might be 3 inches tall, but there's a reason he's their landlord. You don't mess with a pixie. And he enjoys it so much. I love all of Jinx's scenes. So, we've got this whole dynamic going of Rachel constantly fighting who she is while trying to be who she is. And she starts off trying to be nice and reasoning with the crazy lady. And at the end, well, she shows exactly what a pissed off redhead with a lot of power and friends can do. And it's her series, so clearly she's gonna win, but it might not be 100% the terms that she wanted to win on. So, if you're looking for a good paranormal, this has a little bit of everything. Like, all the groups are represented. There's comedy, there's power struggles, there is a little romance, and it's just all around, it's got a little something for everyone, and it's a very good character study of, it's the real freaking world, just with a lot of magic. But, is that start with book 1, you get to really see how all the characters evolve, but just don't read the end of, the 13th book, and get ready, because 16's coming out in June, and you gotta pick that one up. So, see you next time. Happy reading!